the world won't shatter overnight. Most endings begin quietly, like a single crack in a branch before the whole log splits. Maybe that's why we turn to stories during times of collapse. So, not that we may escape the darkness, but so that we can understand the shape of it, and one day walk through it without losing ourselves. Three writers created their own version of the world ending. Dostoevsky, Vonnegut, Butler. 3 centuries, 3 crises, 3 visions of survival. However, each of them ask the same question. When society falters, who do we become? Fyodor Dostoevsky writes Notes from the Underground after returning from the edge of death. His world consists of prison camps, interrogations, and a cold machinery of the empire watching every corner. He knows about the systems that try to flatten the soul, and his narrator, the underground man, opens his mouth and allows rot to spill out. He retreats into some cramped corner, convinced that overthinking is a curse. Down there in the dim underground, he builds a philosophy out of bitterness and spite. He believes his solitude is a rebellion and that his isolation offers clarity. He can't be disappointed in the world if he never joins it. Now, that's the tragedy of the underground man. He retreats from the world while disappearing from himself at the same time. He is free in theory, but he is imprisoned in reality. And if you've spent any time online, you've met this man. He lives in comment sections and lonely pages. He sharpens his isolation into his identity. And Dostoevsky shows us what happens when the self becomes a bunker. It grows darker, quieter, smaller. But not every collapse drives us inward. Some may break us open in stranger ways. They may make the world feel unreal, like some dream that you can't wake up from. Kurt Vonnegut in Breakfast of Champions paints America as a neon carnival of nonsense. There are billboards disguised as profits. There are highways that stretch to nowhere. And the whole nation is sprinting towards progress without even asking why. He is constantly interrupting himself with jokes, doodles, blunt confessions. He pulls the curtain back so far that the novel becomes a stage, and he is the director. Vonnegut's collapse is not cold like Dostoevsky's. It is bright and loud and ridiculous. He sees a society that is drowning in its own noise, a society where people become characters in someone else's script. It feels familiar, doesn't it? Like scrolling through ads and outrage and through curated personalities and recommended truths. Some days the internet feels like a Vonnegut novel with a glitchy YouTube mask on top of it. Absurdity becomes a survival tool, a way to avoid losing your mind when the world tilts sideways. It feels familiar, doesn't it? In 1993, Octavia Butler publishes Parable of the Sower. The story follows Lauren Olamina, a teenage girl living in a fractured America. People are obsessed with fire. There are walls around communities. There's scarcity everywhere. And one night, her home burns down in a fire. Her family is scattered. And yet, she carries a truth with her like a seed in her pocket. Where Dostoevsky hides and Vonnegut laughs, Butler kneels down and builds something greater among the ashes, from people, from fear, from hope. Earthseed starts quietly, but it catches quickly like leaves burning from sparks on a fire. Her message is simple and revolutionary. We survive by shaping change, not by resisting. And we endure when we hold each other close and we don't withdraw. One stick burns quick, but a bundle burns bright. One stick burns quick, but a bundle burns bright. One stick burns quick, but a bundle burns bright. But our flux is quieter. Instead of entire cities burning to the ground, we have burning attention spans, burning bridges between communities, and burning faith in what is real. John Gallagher calls this algorithmic audiences. It's because humans, before they see a piece of art, before they see pain, before they see truth, the algorithm sees it first, and it decides by measuring it and equating it whether it is worth a place in the light. Dostoevsky feared a world that could predict humans like equations, and Vonnegut mocked a world built on ads and corporate scripts. And, Butler imagined a world where you could rebuild from the ashes. We are living inside of all three. And yes, even now the algorithm is watching us and it's deciding whether this reflection deserves a place in the light or it's going to be buried in the digital underground. Maybe these writers were not trying to teach us about endings. They were trying to show us how to live through them. Isolation, absurdity, community. Only you get to choose which one of these define you. And only one of these will create enough light to help someone else find their way. And if this video found you today, maybe you needed it. Maybe I needed it. Maybe the algorithm chose to carry something gentle instead of something loud. Thank you for sitting here in the dark with me for a while. I'm Cole. Stay warm out there. Stay connected.